This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and today is Disclosure Day, UFO Disclosure Day. And I want to say right off the bat, before we even get into this, Jay, people are saying, "Hey, Jack, you said the astronauts never went to the moon. Why do you believe it?" Because aliens, first of all, if there are aliens, they're not astronauts. They probably have better technology than we do. Okay, if they're able to make it here, that means they have better technology than we do. Let's be real here. First, second of all, I never said I believe this stuff. I'm just reporting this stuff. That's what people don't seem to understand. They see you post about it and they're like, "Oh, he believes this. He must believe that." But he said astronauts never went into space. What the hell do astronauts and aliens have to do with each other? Okay, they have nothing to do with each other. They're completely different species, supposedly. And if aliens are coming here, they're most likely coming here from another planet, which means they have much better technology than we do. So let's just get that out of the way right now. I personally don't believe astronauts have ever broken the Van Allen belt barrier. I personally believe they can't get past it. We don't have that type of technology. We're still in the Stone Age in terms of technology. We still have to use jet propulsion. I mean, if they can use stuff that actually hovers, maybe uses the magnetic field and gravity, they have way more technology than we do. Let's just put it that way. I do want to say, though, Jay, I want to show everybody our thumbnail because Eli made an amazing thumbnail. I gave him an idea that I wanted him to put together, and he made an amazing thumbnail. Check this out, everybody. This is UFO Disclosure Day. Obviously, this is our thumbnail. You got the Secret America spaceship in the background. You got me and Jay taking off our fake masks. Those are our masks. See, we're actually aliens, but we got, you can see me holding my mask. Jay is holding his mask, and this picture was taken without our consent. But we're going to deny it if you ask us about it. We are not aliens. This was a fake picture taken without our consent, and we are in the process of suing Eli.
Listen, I thought that I removed my own head for a second. I thought they ripped my head off.
Your mask. That's your mask.
All right. So that's actually me as an alien holding my mask. All right. I was one. I thought for a second, yeah, I see it now. I thought the aliens ripped our heads off, Jack.
No, we were about to. This is when we had just gotten off our spaceship. We're about to put on our masks and go do the show. That's why we're here.
Well, I'm glad. Well, we don't look like that. Well, we're wearing our masks right now. There you go.
Yeah. See, you can't tell. You can't tell right now. Jay, take off your hand. Show them.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me get my knife.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, no. There was a lot of interesting things, though, in these files. But let me tell you, and I'm going to say this right off the bat also, there is nothing in this trove of files that proves anything. Okay? It is all grainy photos and videos or secondhand, firsthand witness accounts that mean nothing. It's cool. It's nice to see. It's fun to look at, fun to read, but none of it actually proves anything. Okay, but before we get to that, Jay, let me talk about our sponsor real quick, Max Associates, because he is absolutely incredible. I want to show you. It's maxassociates.etsy.com. They are the best place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States. There is no better time to get something right now that shows your patriotism. I want to show you a couple of things that they have. I love this right here. Okay, We the People, 1776 to 2026. That is an awesome hat to have, especially for the 250th anniversary, which is coming up in less than 2 months. Check this out. I love this shirt, Americans Over Illegals. I absolutely love that shirt, and like I said, he has the best products you can possibly get, and you get 20% off any order that's $20 or more and free shipping on any order in the United States. Check out this one. I'd much rather be an American than be a Democrat. I love that. That is an excellent shirt right there. And then I'm going to show you my favorite mug. Look at this right here. America 250. That is beautiful. Look at that. It's got the spread out eagle, 1776 to 2026. That is beautiful. And it even says semi-quintencennial. That's a long word. But yeah, there you go. I mean, it's really cool. It's a great shop. You can't do better than shopping at this place, because if you get anything anywhere else, you're not going to get as good a product, and you're not going to get 20% off, and you're not going to get free shipping. So there you are.
Also, great Father's Day gifts.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. And hell, too bad it's too late for Mother's Day now, but yeah, Father's Day's right around the corner. Another
Yeah.
great idea. Get your father. I mean, hell, if your father loves America, he would love some of these things. Go check them out. maxassociates.etsy.com. Okay, Jay. The first story that I want to show everybody is this right here. If I still have it, take a look at this, everybody. Okay, this is the FBI. In the files, there was an FBI memorandum where there were actual sightings, they said, in these memos, of alien beings. Okay, they were 3.5 to 4 feet tall, wearing what appeared to be spacesuits and helmets, emerging from a landed metallic craft capable of fantastic speeds and silent hovering that was interfering with electromagnetic equipment. The files also reference recovered wreckage from crashed saucers, mysterious metals with microscopic spears, and mounting pressure on the U.S. government to investigate UFOs. Everybody back then, they were all saying, even now, they're saying, there's nothing to see here, conspiracy theory, crazy talk. But the FBI, meanwhile, even though they were doing this, they were actually taking it seriously internally. They were tracking, briefing Hoover, coordinating internally, all while calling UFOs nonsense, Jay, trying to make everybody look stupid.
Well, I always say the movies, right, Jack? And Independence Day, remember that? They had that secret bunker in Area 51, and they were shooting like the spaceship, but it had the shield, and it was all the recovered stuff, and plausible deniability was the whole thing. You always say the movies are made, so when you see stuff like this or people talk about it, say it can't be, it's a movie.
It's predictive programming. By the way, there was a recent X-Files episode yesterday or the day before, Hantavirus.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing.
Predictive programming.
Please with that. Yeah, not falling for it. Didn't fall for it first time. Not falling for it this time. Even more this time, because this isn't even new. But getting back to the UFOs, I mean, it's interesting, and we wouldn't have gotten any of this ever if I credit the president. He was the one who said, "Go ahead, release it," and I credit Luna and I credit Tim Burchett, people like that who have started talking about it. Well, are we really ever going to get anything solid? Probably not. No, like you said, it's not proof of anything, but it's
none of this is proof of anything. It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that they were talking about this for 70 years,
that's fair, but it's proof of nothing. There is absolutely nothing in there that proves anything.
No, it doesn't prove anything, but the fact that this stuff was taken seriously by the guy makes me think, yeah, I think maybe it's possible. Well, you've always thought it's possible. The whole logic was we can't possibly be the only life in this universe, right? That was always the thought.
Not with infinite space and all. No, it's not possible.
Right. So that was always it. And when you think about aliens that have traveled, say they did travel to Earth, how many hundreds of years ago did they leave to get here? That's also, think about that, because of light years. How fast are they traveling? How long would it take them? Who knows how far away they're coming from? So it's really crazy to think about and wrap your mind around. I can't really do it, but
it's fun. Yeah,
it is
but
fun.
It's not, it is what it is. But I want to tell you guys that there are some very interesting stories that came out of this. I'm talking about the Apollo 17 astronauts reporting rotating objects and mysterious flashing lights near the moon. Now, for everybody out there, again, I do not believe the astronauts have gone near the moon or space or whatever you want to call it. But I'm just reporting what's in these files. I have this one guy, Jay. He has questioned me many times, and every time I give him the same answer, he's like, he didn't answer it. He just adds Stock Mom. Stock Mom actually put my screen name there because he asked her about it after I answered the shit. I'm like, look, dude, I never said I believe in this shit. This is what I am reporting, what is happening. I report the truth. Nowhere in there does it say, hey, I believe this happened, or yeah, this definitely happened. Nowhere in there. People don't seem to understand. Just because you report something doesn't mean you believe in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and here's what I'll say. Do me a favor, everybody, and this goes, I guess Jack will probably say the same thing. If you have a problem, not a problem, or a question about something I said or Jack said, don't tag me and don't tag Stock Mom. Jack can answer it himself. And if it's the opposite way around, I can answer it myself. You don't have to bring
multiple times on multiple different posts. And I guess he just pretended like I didn't write him back or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You don't have to bring me or Jack into something that doesn't have to do with me or Jack. If it has to be a question for me, bring it to me. If it has to do a question for Jack, bring it to Jack. And
strange
we'll
stuff,
go from there.
I mean, there are people out there that are strange. But anyways, I wanted to put this out there. Apollo 17 astronauts that reportedly saw rotating objects and mysterious flashing lights near the moon. There are photos. I will show you those in a little bit. Military systems tracked a football-shaped craft 130 to 195 feet long near Japan in 2024 with no visible propulsion, which means it wasn't if it's real, if they're saying like it's real, like the military systems and witnesses saw this massive craft, they said it came out from a flash of light, and then all of a sudden it was 130 feet to 195 feet long, and it was an elliptical shape, and then it moved at speeds that were just not possible, and there was no propulsion, there was no fire, no kind of explosion that makes it project forward. Instead, like I said, if they're real, if they're real, to get to this point, to get to this to get here, there would have to be they would have to have technology far beyond anything that we could possibly have. Okay, Congress says there are still 46 secret UFO videos that the public hasn't seen. Reports describe underwater UFOs moving faster than submarines. The files span nearly 80 years of sightings involving the FBI, NSA, military pilots, intelligence agencies. Even officials admit many of these cases remain completely unexplained. There are some craft that reportedly showed impossible acceleration and turning capabilities beyond any known technology. Pentagon officials openly said Americans can now draw their own conclusions. And multiple intelligence agencies have been quietly investigating this for decades while calling you stupid, mocking you, censoring you, calling you crazy for asking questions. But, insiders say this is only the first wave of releases. So the biggest question now isn't, are UFOs real? It's, what have they known this entire time, and what are they still hiding? Because it's obvious that, Jay, if the shit that they're showing us doesn't prove anything, they must have stuff that does, and I don't think we'll ever see that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I said, right? I don't know that we're ever going to see anything that'll say, "Oh my God, it's proven." Here you go. Here's the video of the ship moving like that at ridiculous speeds without any propulsion. I don't think we ever see that. If we do, I'll be shocked, happily surprised. But I just don't think so.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, I'm glad we're getting what we're getting. That's great. But I'm not going to. It's kind of like all the files we've gotten. If you want to go to JFK, if you want to go to Epstein, if you want to go to RFK, Martin Luther King, I don't believe we've ever gotten the full amount, because first of all, if they're still there, they're not going to release them. I think, quite honestly, Jack, a lot of the ones that would prove anything are gone, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. I mean, they would definitely be gone by now. But like I said, there's still some interesting stuff. In 2013, a military infrared sensor captured a glowing object shaped like an eight-pointed star moving across the sky. I mean, there's actually a picture of that in here. I'm going to pull up some of the pictures in a minute. I talked about the bronze ellipsoid that was a cigar-shaped thing in 2024 right by Japan. You got the one orb that launched other orbs. One of the Pentagon's most mysterious cases described glowing orange orbs. And Jay, by the way, I don't know if you remember this, and it may not have been with you. It may have been with James. But I actually talked about my own particular experience, because in order to believe anything like this, what you're told, you're not going to believe it. You're going to have to experience yourself. There's some things that you can only experience it yourself to be able to believe. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I believe aliens exist. All I can tell you is my personal experience. When I was 13 years old, okay, I was 13 years old. I was standing in my driveway. It was probably about, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock at night. It was dusk. It was still daylight, but the sun was going down. Okay. I see a glowing orange, I want to say like an elliptical kind of thing, not oval, because it had like the points at the end. It's like elliptical kind of thing. A glowing orange elliptical orb going across the sky, and it was going slow enough to where I ran inside because I wanted to get a picture. I had never seen anything like this in my life. I ran inside to get the camera, came back out. This was before cell phones and all that. 5 seconds it took me to go in there and get it. Came back out, it was gone. Never saw it again. Haven't seen it since. Never saw it before. And it was moving. There were no clouds. It was moving across the sky, where I would have probably had another 5 minutes if I wanted to. But as soon as I went in there, came back out, gone. And that's the only thing. That's the only experience I've ever had. But I can tell you that experience shaped my thought process when I say that there are things out there that are unexplainable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you were young, so you weren't on any drugs or anything like that. You weren't drinking
No.
alcohol.
You
You
got
were
to have your
totally
own experiences with this kind of
you
stuff,
were
or you'll never
totally
believe it.
sober. There are people that say, listen, there are people that say they were abducted. I mean,
Nah, that's far fetched for me. That's far. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry.
oh, that's what I'm saying. That's movie stuff. Independence Day, he's abducted and he came
But
back, and that's
the reason I said that, though, Jay, the reason I told that story is because listen to this.
Yeah.
One of the Pentagon's most mysterious cases describes glowing orange orbs separating into multiple smaller objects during a nighttime military flight operation. Okay. And that what they're saying, the glowing orange orbs, that's why I wanted to tell my story, because I actually saw that. I saw that one time, that one elliptical glowing orange orb. And the thing is, Jay, it glows so bright that you can't see what it actually is. All you see is the glowing orange light. That's it. You can see the shape, but you cannot see what the object is.
So do you think on the whole that this file release is better than the other ones, at least?
What better than like the Epstein file release?
Yeah, the Epstein, the JFK, do you think the Martin Luther King, all that? Do you think that this file release is better? No, you don't think it's as
no, because with the Epstein file release, you and I were able to prove that Epstein was not the one that died in that cell. We were able to prove that was not him on the gurney, that was not him in the ambulance, that was not him that was taken to the morgue. We were able to prove that based on those files and the photos that came out of the dead body. But so far with the UFO thing, all I've got stories,
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, I hope they release more. It is fun. Like people are having a good time with it. Like I said, when people see stuff like this, if it ever did happen, Jack, it would be like the movies. People would run towards it when they probably shouldn't, and they should probably just wait and see what the hell is actually going on, whether these things that are coming here are actually friendly and want to have peace with us, or they want to take us over. Who knows? But it is fun to think about. It is fun to thinking about space has always been fascinating. It's fascinating for everybody. So when they bring into it like this possible alien life, and that the FBI was talking about it, and the FBI forwarded it to the FBI director at the time, it adds to it for sure. So I'll leave it.
Jay, how would you like to see some of the photos that were in these files?
Yeah, I want to see them. Let's go.
All right, let's see some of the interesting photos that were in these files. These photos are real. They have not been doctored. They're from the 60s, 70s, 50s in that area. And they're very interesting. They are very interesting. So let's check them out. Here's one right here. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Boom. Let's check it out. Here's one right here. Very interesting stuff right here, Jay. Look at that. This is caught from a military plane. You can see that it's clearly an object. It's not some random bullshit. It's above the clouds, and it's in the saucer type shape. It's in a saucer type shape. Take a look at the second photo. This is a more closer photo, if you will. That's an interesting object right there. But let me show you some other stuff. Take a look at this. These are the objects that were hovering above and in the water, Jay. Actually above and in the water. These are real photos. Back then, this was no Photoshop. This was not AI.
What's the years on those photos right there?
Let's see here. 1960, July 22nd, 1960, and May 23rd, 1960.
Wow.
At Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, around that area.
Listen, looks like a spaceship to me.
I'm saying, and remember how we're talking about now, they're moving through the water? Even Tim Burchett said that.
Yeah.
And these are the ones. These are the type of ones that are moving through the water. Let me show you something else. This is a real photo. That's a real photo right there. Look at that. What does that look like to you?
That's a UFO.
That's a real photo. Take a look at this one. Look at this. That's a bunch of the objects. Look, there's a tree right there. You can see they're above the tree, hovering above the tree.
Yeah, that looks like spacecraft.
Yeah, and take a look at these, okay? This, you can see the objects in the sky. It's kind of hard to see right there, but you can see these are supposedly, look, these are Federal Bureau of Investigation files and photos. Look at that. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That is a real Federal Bureau of Investigations file that they have right there, that photo in there.
And that's not like a model or anything. It's somebody built or a prototype?
As far as I know, let's see.
Could that be a prototype or something?
I'm not 100% sure. Give me one sec. Let me look and see. Actually, I might be able to. It might tell me what it is. It's a no. It's an Air Force investigation photo, is what it was. It says the attached UFO report is submitted in accordance with yada 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 from the commander back in 1965. No, those are real photos. Those were not models made. Those are from 1965 photos. Look at this. This is modern. The glowing triangles. The UFO reports from 2022. Look at this. These are the cigar-shaped orbs that were the same kind of thing that was around Japan. Look, that thing is flying in the air.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
Listen,
this stuff is incredible.
Like I said, it's illogical to think that there's nothing else in the universe. You just hope that whoever it is doesn't want to come and just, take the planet over, because obviously if they could do that, their technology far surpasses ours, obviously.
It's much greater than our technology. I can promise you that. If they can get here, because we've never broken the space barrier as far as I'm concerned. We've never actually been out there. It's not possible.
Even if we did it, Jack, even if you believed we went to the moon and we landed on the moon and all that stuff, it's still not even close.
There are some interesting photos from a telescope that shows what appears to be an abandoned spacecraft on the moon. Very interesting stuff. There are other photos. I'm going to try to find some of the other photos. So why don't you filibuster for a second? Let me see what I can do.
I mean, listen, I'm not, this was never my thing. And I don't really think anybody's thing, just in general as a kid. Like I said, this is stuff you always thought about. You watch
interesting stuff. That's what it is.
Yeah. You watched movies and you're like, wow, that would be incredible. And as I said, over and over again, you can't logically think that we're the only living beings in the universe. It's impossible to think that.
Hey, Jay, how would you like to see that 8-pointed star-shaped thing flying across the sky that I talked about a minute ago?
I'd love to.
You want to see that? I want to show it to you. So let's check it out here. You guys are going to like this. This is some crazy shiznit. Let me pull it up here if I can get this out of the way. All right. I want you guys to take a look at this. You're going to enjoy this. Look at that. You can see smoke or something coming out from behind. You see it?
Yeah.
The smoke or whatever it is trailing that thing. Look, you see it?
Could be a vapor trail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vapor trail, whatever it is. What the hell is that?
It's chemtrails. That's what Jack.
Those are dissipating. You can see they're dissipating. But what is that object? Look at that thing. How is it moving like that?
It looks like it looks like the star on a Christmas tree.
Yeah, how is it moving like that?
I don't know. Where is it?
And you can see vapor coming out from behind it. It's not, I don't know. It's not propulsion, because real propulsion cannot move in these ways. Look at how it moves. It doesn't just go up and down and side to side. It goes diagonally. It goes in circle. It's weird.
When was this supposedly from?
Wow. That is from the FBI files that were released. That is from the UFO files that were released.
And what year did you get a year on that one?
No, I don't have the year on that one at the moment, but it's from one of the ones that was released. And in fact, I just talked about it a moment ago. If you guys want to rewind it, you'll hear the year about it. But I just talked about it a moment ago. How would you like to see? I want to see, is this 100% real? Hold on one second. Hold on. I've got to see if this is real. If this is real, it's going to blow your fucking mind. Okay. I'm going to see if this is, because this is what I talked about a moment ago. I'm going to see, is this a real photo? Is this a real photo? I want to make sure it's not been tampered with, because this will blow your fucking mind, dude. This right here is, I talked about. Okay, yeah, never mind. It looks like it's a composite image or something. Yeah, no, never mind. But anyways, that's why you always got to verify everything. You don't just want to show shit. You want to make sure you want to make sure it's real before you just start showing shit. But there's some other videos that I wanted to show people of some. It's just really interesting stuff, Jay. I'm going to try to find some of the other videos.
Yeah, listen, it's too bad we couldn't get on the program today, because this would have been great, but it is what it is. But
yeah, supposed to, but never happened. Yeah,
but is there any timeline on when they're going to release the next ones, or they're just saying they might release them?
Yeah, it's just whenever, it's
Okay.
whenever. But take a look at this object right here. This is from Fox News. Take a look at this object that the radar is locked on. Look at this thing. Look at the clouds below. Look how fast it's moving. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Wow. That thing is moving very fast. Look at that thing. Wow. You can see the light around it. That means it's glowing. So it's probably one of those glowing orange orbs that I was talking about, but you can see the light around it. Wow. That's incredible. Look at the clouds. You can tell how fast it's going.
Now it's coming at you.
Look at that. Wow. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff.
And that was a radar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't chase one of those things. Can't keep up.
No. We would have never been able to keep it in sight.
Right. Can't keep up. Crazy.
What is this stuff? Man, I tell you, there is some crazy shiznit around here. I want to see because there are some, like I said, some really good videos out there. But some people are putting out fake photographs. That's why you guys got to be careful about stuff like that, because people are going to try to, get you with fake photographs and shit.
X should do what they did with like the war, and say anybody posting any AI images of of the UFO files, you should be subject to suspension, because you're gonna put this stuff out. It's complete crap. You shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of that? I don't understand. I mean, you're going to get engagement on one post, and then you're not going to have any credibility for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I don't know. Please don't even get into that discussion.
Oh, you got to see this new video that I just found. It's amazing, Jay. I think it proves the existence of aliens, if you want the truth.
All right, so maybe these files are better than we thought. Yeah.
Take a look at this video. Look
at that. There you go.
Wow. That's incredible. Look at that.
Good one.
I shot that myself.
That's a good one.
Yeah. See, I should get the Pulitzer for this.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Post that.
That was when I was actually on the ship.
Yeah, post that.
Wow. Yeah. Look at that. See? I told you, nobody listens. Nobody listens, Jay.
No, that proves it. That's it.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
that was incredible stuff.
Post that. I'll quote post it. Put it out
yeah.
there.
That's incredible right there. Gotta love it.
Sure. Definitely.
But man, oh man, there is some there are some like I think it's like a what is it called? A telescopic view of some of these things. Like the one that had I want you to see this. This is crazy. Let me make sure this is real first. I want to make sure this video has not been tampered with.
All right.
Because some of the stuff you see is incredible. And if this is real, I would like to show it really quick. So I'm trying to find out if this has been tampered with or not. I'm asking yeah, never mind. See, it's been tampered with. That's why you always verify every time. You don't want, but that star video I showed you, that's 100% real. That one where it had the 8 points or whatever.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, you're gonna see a ton of you guys. You're gonna see a ton of nonsense all over the place now. Just
got to be careful.
Yeah,
just got to be very careful. Yep.
Just have AI double, triple check it. Be like, has this been tampered with? Please, just do it.
Yes.
You're gonna see so much crap.
Anyways, that's probably about the extent of the good stuff at the moment. But you know what? I would have loved to have seen a photo at the time, because this was in 2024. I'm surprised somebody doesn't have a photo of that 130 to 190 foot, bronze elliptical object that came out of that flash of light in the sky and then zoom by. But at that time, when you see something like that, you're not reaching for your phone. You're in awe. You're in shock when you see something like that. I wouldn't be reaching.
You know what, though? People are always reaching there. Nobody does anything all the time when somebody's getting their ass kicked on the street. They just take their phone out. Treat the UFOs like that, everybody. If you see something, take your phone out right away. Don't do anything else. Take your phone out. Pretend it's somebody getting beaten up or a woman getting beaten up, and you're going to film it instead of actually trying to go help. Do that.
Yeah. It's incredible, though, some of the stuff that you can find. So, so we did the disclosure stuff for half the show, but I want to pull up something else that's important, Jay. There was a massive Utah Supreme Court scandal that shook the state. I want to show everybody this. Take a look at this stuff right here, okay? This is Diana Hagan. And apparently what happened is she's a Supreme Court justice, was a Supreme Court justice for the Utah Supreme Court. And she just resigned because there is an ethics investigation into a romantic relationship that she had with the lawyer, David Heyman. He was the lawyer that argued the Utah redistricting map that she ruled in favor of. She ruled in favor of the Democrats' Utah redistricting map while having a romantic relationship with the plaintiff.
Interesting, huh? Wow.
More than interesting, it's criminal.
Yeah, it should be. Why isn't she in jail?
Because it's America and we don't jail Democrats.
I mean, jail. Goodbye. You kidding me?
That's unbelievable. I mean,
and here's what I always say: nobody gets caught the first time.
Yeah.
How many other times did she do this once she was on the bench? And with who?
And if she's willing to compromise her ethics to rule in favor of her romantic partner, how many other times has she compromised her ethics? How many times has she given people, no bail or a less sentence because she got some money in the background or something? If you're willing to compromise your ethics once, you are willing to compromise your ethics many times.
Even worse, how many times did she maybe punish somebody more severely than they should have been, or at all?
If it's what if it was a Republican that she knew his political stance? She gives him 20 years on a charge that normally gets you 3 to 5.
Yeah, this investigation can't stop here. I hope it didn't.
Oh God, no.
You got everything that woman's ever touched behind the bench or in any part of authority on the court. I don't know if she was a lawyer before or whatever. Anything she ever touched has to be looked at now.
It's going to cost a massive problem. I'm going to tell you why. They do have to look at everything. But see, every single case that she ever argued, every single case that she ever tried, every single case that she ever ruled on now has grounds for appeal. Every single one of them. Because if she compromised her ethics here, she could have compromised her ethics on any one of those cases. So we're talking thousands of Utah cases that are going to be appealed. And we may be talking about thousands of Utah criminals that will get out.
It taints everything she's ever been a part of in any capacity at this point. And if I'm the lawyer, if I'm somebody's lawyer and I know that that person was involved in any way, shape, or form with my client's trial or anything, I'm looking to have everything dismissed if they got put away. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I would file it immediately. The appeal immediately.
And the lawsuit is going to be how many zeros do you want on that check, sir?
Man, it's going to be bad. It's bad and this is, if you want the God's honest truth, this is why they cover up this shit most of the time. Even if they didn't have anything to do with it, they try to cover it up because they don't want to have to deal with the shitstorm they're about to get. They're about to get a massive shitstorm.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And here's another one. Who else may have known about it?
Yeah.
And didn't say anything like you just said, to make sure, for maybe to say, oh my God, it's going to blow up the entire system. And
how many precedent-setting cases did the Utah Supreme Court rule on that she was the deciding vote?
Great question. All has to be looked at. All has to be looked at. It's like when a cop gets caught, planting evidence or lying on everybody that was ever involved, or a cop that everybody who was ever arrested by that cop goes, hey, I want a new trial.
But see, this is even worse because she's not a district court judge. She's not a federal court judge. The Utah Supreme Court is the highest court in the state. It is going to cause a massive shitstorm beyond anything that state has ever felt before. This is going to shake the whole state, maybe even reverberate around the country based on the precedents that the Utah Supreme Court set while she was on it.
I'm asking right now, what other capacities did she serve in?
I'd like to know how many cases she's ruled on in her entire trial judge life.
I'm going to ask, did she serve in, and you want to know how many trials? How
many cases, put in her entire career as a judge, how many cases did she preside over?
How many cases did she preside? I'm going to look. I want to know. That's crazy. Over in her career.
Man, it's going to cause us. Glad I don't live in Utah. No offense, Casey. I know you live in Utah, but man, that's going to be rough for the judicial system.
Yeah, I'm waiting for an answer. Let's see. It says served in several professional capacities before and during her judicial career, primarily in the appellate and prosecutorial roles.
Ooh, appellate. Oh man, that's
so she was a pre-judicial. She was a law clerk for U.S. District Court Judge Tina Campbell.
No, that's not really going to do anything. What about the cases? The amount of cases?
private practice attorney, assistant U.S. attorney, 2001 to 2017 in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Utah. She rose to appellate chief for nearly 10 years, and then first assistant U.S. attorney. She handled hundreds of criminal appeals and high-profile trials, including the Elizabeth Smart kidnapping case and the murder of Millard County Sheriff's Deputy Josie Greathouse Fox, adjunct professor at the University of she was Jax, that's perfect. She was indoctrinating people at law school too. Okay.
Wait. Is Utah the only state that she's been a judge in?
I'll look at that in a minute. I'll look at that after.
Then it's going to have to look at other states.
Let's see. President of Women's Lawyers of Utah.
Well, if it's all Utah, then it's Utah's going to have a huge problem
extensively
anyway.
at the Girl Scouts. Judicial career. Okay. Utah Court of Appeals judge 2017 to 2022, appointed by Governor Gary Herbert, served nearly 5 years, participated in appellate reviews and authored opinions. Utah Supreme Court Justice, May 2022 to today. Today. Appointed by Spencer Cox, resigned amid controversy. She authored notable opinions, redistricting related matters, and chaired the Judicial Branch Education Committee while serving as a liaison to the Office of Legal Services. No public source provides an exact total for the number of cases she presided over or participated in across her full career. Appellate court judges like Hagan typically sit on panels reviewing dozens to hundreds of cases per year, rather than presiding over trials the lower court.
Listen to this, Jay. Listen to this real quick. I got I told Chat GPT to give me, I said, how many cases over her career as a judge did Diana Hagan preside over? I said, give me an estimate. Okay. So it says Diana Hagan, a reasonable estimate would be Utah Court of Appeals, 2017 to 2022, 1,500 to 3,000 appellate cases. Utah Supreme Court, 2022 to today, 200 to 500 cases. Overall estimate as a judge, 2,000 to 3,500 cases.
Insane.
My God.
Well, I'm asking, is everything tainted? It says not automatically. Not automatically.
Well, I mean, everything's going to be looked at. It's not necessarily tainted.
Yeah, but they got to look at if
you
I have
how much
like
money
I said,
this
if
is going to cost. Forget the lawsuits. I'm talking about just the man hours to look through all these cases.
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to. I'm looking now.
They actually legally have to, because I mean, there's going to be, now let me tell you, Jay, I take that back. They don't legally have to unless there's an appeal, and there will be many appeals.
I would think so. It says here,
I would appeal every case that she's, I mean, if I'm whoever I am, I'm appealing my court. Even if I know I'm guilty, I'm appealing my case if she was the judge.
Absolutely. If I can now, yeah, absolutely. It's going to open at least open the door, I think, to maybe have a shot. And it says
a lesser
here
sentence. Even if I'm guilty, I want a lesser. She over sentenced me. You know, she was having sex with my lawyer, and my lawyer hated me, so she over sentenced me. They can't prove that she didn't.
Well, here's the thing, too. It says critics, particularly Republicans, upset about the redistricting outcome that shifted a congressional seat. View her rulings in politically sensitive cases as suspect. This has led to calls not to retain certain justices in elections and broader debates about judicial impartiality.
Well, see, that's what they're talking about, Jay. Right there. She presided over that case, the Utah redistricting map, which cost the Republicans another congressional seat. She is the one that made the ruling, and that is what this whole resignation is about. She ruled in the Democrats' favor while fucking the Democrat lawyer.
Yeah, that case absolutely has to be retried, relooked at. Yeah. I don't know.
It might even have to go to the Supreme Court instead of Utah.
Maybe. I don't know. This is above my pay grade, right? I'm just saying.
Massive. Oh,
common sense tell me that decision's garbage at this point.
Oh, well, no. At the very least, I can guarantee you there will be a retrial. At the very least. I mean, the conflict of interest alone. Let's say she did the correct ruling. The conflict of interest alone, the mere appearance of impropriety, it forces a retrial.
100%. It just does. It has to. It has to. Regardless of what the ruling was, it taints everything about it, in my opinion.
Even if it was the correct ruling, it's still got to have a retrial.
I agree with you. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to play one on TV. Neither do you. But it just makes sense. Yeah. Her judgment was obviously wasn't neutral.
No. In fact, maybe it doesn't even have to be retried. Maybe they can just appeal it straight to the Supreme Court.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But they definitely should do something.
That's insanity. But I want to show you something that's even more insane, Jay. I want to show you the Democrats. Let me think. What's the right word here? The Democrats' view of history, the Democrats' recollection of American history. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to show you their recollection. And the funny thing is, for some reason, the Democrats, particularly the Squad, seems to believe that Somalis built America. I want you to see this. The Somalians built America. Okay, take a look at this, because apparently Somalians built America.
Somalis have always
One real quick, again, I cannot hear what they're saying. I don't know why the hell it keeps doing this, but if it gets too loud or something, just let me know.
seen as a fabric, has seen themselves as a fabric of this nation.
Look at that.
That immigrants from all over the world, Somalia, India, wherever they're from, Latin America, Africa, that immigrants have built this country.
Black Americans really created democracy in this country. That's exactly right. How they literally made something from nothing.
You cannot talk about any achievement that the city of Boston has had in safety, jobs, and economic development, in education, without talking about the Somali community.
Well, you see, Jay, this is hilarious, by the way, but it can't be anything other than theater. It can't be, because there's no way anybody could believe. There's no way. I don't care how warped your mind is. You cannot believe this stuff. It has to be political theater.
You know what, those, it looks like a big Netflix movie, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, when they changed the white Elon Musk was played by Michael B. Jordan.
Here's the thing. Why can't you just be proud of what you've done maybe since you got here?
Somalis have always seen as a fabric, has seen themselves as a fabric of this nation.
You played a video. You played a video.
That immigrants from all over.
Oh,
there you go.
Add people to it that had nothing to do with it.
No, it's so ridiculous. Just and by the way, Ilhan Omar, you got to just face reality. Right now, the Somali community is embroiled in fraud. And I'm not saying that's every Somali, but a lot of them. So why don't you get that under control, and maybe we'll actually listen to what you have to say if you were actually serious about controlling the problem in the Somali community, which is, it seems to be an epidemic of fraud. Okay. And can't you just be proud of what you have maybe accomplished since you got here? You didn't found the country. Okay. You didn't build the country. Can you just stop? Can I go to Somalia? Well, why would I want to in the first place? But can I go to some other country, Jack, and be like, listen, I know we only got here 30 years ago. We were the ones who built the country. It's nonsense. It's revision. It's garbage. It's made up. Like you said, theater. It's fake. Like the rest of the Democrat Party. It's all based on fake, feelings and emotion, and everything's about race. Just be happy you're here. Can you just do that?
Let me show you how I know it's theater, Jay. And I'm going to show you actual evidence that it is theater. Okay. I want you to see this. This is Justin Pearson, the guy that assaulted the state trooper the other day. Okay. In the Tennessee house. I want you to see this. Yesterday. Yeah. So take a look at this. And again, I can't hear it, but just tell me if it's too loud. This is real. And this is him.
Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation? I want to do this by partnering with organizations from the Bowdoin Democrats to the Bowdoin Republicans. I want to bring together different voices, dissenting voices, voices that may be more liberal or more conservative, in order that we can reach a point of sort of the radical middle.
Here, you've had 3 strike laws, mass incarceration, denied us of who we are, and we are still here. And today, you'll take the only majority black district from us. But I want you to know, and I want my nephew, sons, and the future to know, no matter what you do, no matter how much you try and break us and make us bend and make us quit, we will still be here.
The man goes from Barack Obama to Malcolm X. You know what I mean? I mean, and there's no need for it is the case. That's why it's political theater.
It's the male Jasmine Crockett. That's what that is. It's the male version of Jasmine Crockett. And when are people going to say, can you stop insulting my intelligence with your freaking act? Stop.
It's I mean, he's wearing the whole, he's got the whole African thing right here. He's got these growing out his afro because he suddenly is in touch with the motherland. He's in touch with the motherland. Before he was Barack Obama. Now he's Huey Newton.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But what has to happen is, though, the people that he represents have to say, can you just stop? And maybe say, first of all, I liked the first guy a lot better.
How about how the hell is he winning in Tennessee?
That's my point.
By the way, Jay, the Tennessee has every single one of their seats now are Republicans. So how in the hell is he winning a state seat in Tennessee?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how that happens. But here's what I'll say. Here's what I do know. What I do know is the people that he's representing, you realize you're being played. That's not who this person is. He's playing a role. And he could care less about you. He's playing the role to advance his own career. But
that is 90% of politicians, by the way.
Barack Obama was a community organizer in Chicago. Okay? How's the community that Barack Obama organized doing right now? How many people get shot every weekend in the community that Barack Obama organized? You know who's doing well? Barack Obama. It's not doing so well? The community that he left, and he'll never walk into it again. He'll walk into it to build his library that looks like something out of the Death Star in Star Wars.
Sell tickets. Who's going to buy tickets to a presidential librry of Obama?
It's infuriating. But you know what, though? It's not my problem, and it's not your problem. The people that live there, and I'm not saying it has to be black people. Whoever lives there, you need to put a stop to it. Stop voting for these people.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it either. But I got to say, Democrats, especially, I would say 97% or so of Democrats are political theater and criminals, actual criminals. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, Jay. Here is another Democrat that was recently arrested. Okay, take a look at this. This right here is Alice Wallace, okay? She is the mayor, or was the mayor, of Winsboro, Louisiana. She's a Democrat. She was arrested on April 21st on 6 counts of Medicaid fraud for receiving $75,000 in ineligible Medicaid benefits while earning a mayoral salary. She was getting your Medicaid taxpayer benefits while being the mayor of your city.
Jack, are we just going to ignore this picture? What the hell is that?
Looks like Michelle Obama.
That looks like that's a man.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking a serious question. Is that actually a guy?
I don't, we can look and see. We can ask if Alice Wallace, let me ask Gruck if was Alice Wallace a man before it? Was Alice Wallace
serious question?
Man.
Serious question. Yeah, serious question.
I'm not trying to be funny. Man? Well, they're searching. Nope. She's a woman. She's just an ugly woman. She's the first female mayor of Winsboro, and the first female mayor stole taxpayer benefits while getting a mayoral salary.
Again, what? Just the picture alone tells me something's wrong. Something's off. Like right away, I'm out. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be judgmental of somebody's looks, but that's not the person I want being the mayor. Okay, you want to do that in your personal life, and you want to go be an actor or actress or just whatever you want to do. But I don't want you being my mayor. My mother always told me, people will judge you whether you like it or not, whether it's right or wrong. They will judge you on how you present yourself. So if somebody present themselves like that to me, I'm not voting for that person. I don't want to hear anything you have to say, to be honest with you.
I don't know how she got as mayor is the thing. It's funny though. The first female mayor in the history of this city immediately steals taxpayer Medicaid benefits while being the mayor of the city. Oh my goodness.
Right, but then it's everybody else's fault that they say, no, we don't want women being a mayor. And I'm not saying that myself. But people, if somebody said that, well, you're just giving them ammunition to say it.
Well, if you want the truth, it's not women. And this is going to hurt people, but it's the truth. It's not women. It's black Democrat candidates. I'm sorry, but most of them are insane.
Let's go through. Republican Party has good black females.
I'm not talking about just black females, just black Democrats is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a Barack Obama. I'm talking about a Justin Pearson. I'm talking about Alice Wallace. I'm talking about Stacey Abrams. I'm talking about Letitia James. I'm talking about all these people,
Crockett.
black Democrats.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett, another one.
Yeah,
A
they're all
complete fraud.
I mean, do you know of a black Democrat politician that is not fucked up in the head?
I'm trying to think. Go to Karen Bass. It's another one. I don't know. Off the top
Is there
of
a
my
single
head,
one that's not fucked up in the? I mean, I'm just being honest here. I'm just being honest. Is there not a single one that black Democrat, not Republican, but a black Democrat that? And I'm not saying black people. I'm talking about black Democrat politicians. Is there not a single one that is not fucked up in the head?
Well, listen, Jack. You know what? Quite honestly, can you name me a single white female Democrat that's not completely effed in the head either at this point? Because I can't.
White female Democrat.
Which one? Which white female
the
Democrat?
thing is, I don't know that many Democrats off the top of my head.
I'm thinking of the ones, and I can't think of any.
Maxine Waters, there's another good one. Thank you, Barney.
Out of her mind. Out of her mind. The one who represents the Virgin Islands, who Stacey Plaskett, is that her name? Right, the one who was texting, the one who was texting Epstein, the one who was texting Epstein during a hearing. Another one out of her mind.
And look at the mayor of Chicago. I'm telling you, I don't know of any black Democrat politician that is not fucking insane.
And I'm going to be fair. There's not many white Democrat politicians that are not completely insane either.
No, that's not. I will say John Fetterman is not insane. I mean, does he do some things I don't like? Yes, but he's not an insane person like everybody else. Okay, no. John Fetterman is one that is okay. Let me think. Who else? There's some other. See, the thing is, off the top of my head, trying to think of people, it's not easy.
You can't.
I'm talking about I don't know their names, is what I mean.
Jack, I'm probably more. I'm a little better at that than you. You're better than me at a lot of other things when it comes to this stuff. You know, I know a lot of names, and I'm thinking them all through my head. Every Democrat that I can think of, they are all absolutely, other than Fetterman, insane at this point. They are. Think of Ted Lieu, Asian, out of his mind. Out of his mind. Chris Coons, Senator.
Whoever the mayor is of Boston, whatever the fuck her name is.
Oh, Michelle Wu, out of her mind. Out of her damn mind.
Zohar Mamdani.
Out of his mind. They're all crazy. They're all crazy. They're all communists. They all hate America.
So I guess it's not just black Democrats. I guess just Democrats in general.
Democrats. It's Democrats. Adam Schiff. You think Adam Schiff is mentally stable? He's out of his freaking mind.
No. I'm trying to think if there's any mentally stable, other than John Fetterman, mentally stable Democrats.
And he had a stroke.
That's actually what caused him to be more. Before that, he was more radical.
Maybe. You're right. It might have made it. It might have. They say that sometimes it affects the brain in a way where it makes you more just reasonable. I don't know.
How amazing is that? They need to study John Fetterman's case. He was a radical extremist Democrat before the stroke. After the stroke, not only does he look different, Jay, not only does he have a different chin shape, a different face shape, a different head length, a different height. Not only is he almost a completely different person, but he also thinks and speaks differently too. He does not look like a man that had a stroke. I want to say, Jay, we talked about body doubles, talked about mats. We know these things exist. And I have photos. Actually, you know what? I'm glad we brought this up about John Fetterman. Well, how much time do we got? We got a couple minutes. I'm going to pull up some photos of comparisons of pre and post stroke John Fetterman. And I want you to tell me if you think it's actually John Fetterman. Now, it might take a second, so go ahead and filibuster. I don't have this off the top of my head.
No, somebody commented, isn't Donald Trump out of his mind? No, he's not actually. He's not out of his mind at all. He's actually.
Oh, let me tell you.
He's very pragmatic is what he is.
So look at this, Jay. This is just it's a photo from Fetterman on Fox News after the stroke. Look at the Fetterman before the stroke, okay? There's the Fetterman before the stroke. On the right is the Fetterman after the stroke, okay?
I don't know.
Look at the head shape. Look at the chin size. Look at the mouth, okay? Look at the eyebrows. Look at the expressions. You get to look at the ears. The ears are the biggest tell point.
Yeah, his ears are not. They don't look as big in the photo. I mean,
they don't stick out.
Yeah, they don't stick out as much
anymore.
For that photo. I don't know.
I mean, look at that.
I don't know.
We've talked about this before on other.
Anything's freaking possible. We know that.
Yeah,
that's
we've
for sure.
Talked about this before.
You know, Donald Trump is not 100% out of his mind. You could write it all you want. The man's not out of his mind at all. He really isn't. You might not like his style. You might not like what he says, but he's not out of his mind. He knows exactly what he's doing. Democrats are all about emotion and feelings, and that's it. And they basically hate the country. You might say Donald Trump's out of his mind. I know this. He doesn't hate the country. He loves the country. Even if he does some things wrong, he loves the country. Democrats cannot stand this country. They can't stand what this country was founded on, and they want to completely and totally overhaul it. That's what they want to do. So you could take that and you could take it somewhere else, or you could keep writing it if it makes you feel better. I just don't care.
Man, you know what I wish I could find? The stuff that shows John Fetterman, because there was a lot more stuff that shows pre and post John Fetterman. I mean, the stuff is incredible. The way that John Fetterman looked and the way he looks now is just completely different. And that doesn't happen with a stroke. You know, your face doesn't change shape. Your ears don't get smaller. Okay. You don't suddenly have a scar on the top left of your head.
Jack, after what I just said, I'm hearing, he might love the country, but are you saying the Iran war was the best thing to do? Now you're just changing the subject completely. You went from out of his mind to questioning the Iran war. Now that's more legitimate conversation. See, based on evidence, I know Democrats are out of their mind. Look at the way they act. Look at the way they acted yesterday in Tennessee. Look at the way they act every time they don't get what they want. They break stuff. They tear things down. They are violent. Okay. Now, if you want to talk about whether the Iran war was the best decision, that's something we could talk about. See, that's a productive conversation. You find anything yet, Jack?
No, I was trying to find some video, at least, so you could see how he spoke before and then see how he speaks afterwards. The man and the way he looks, his facial expressions, his jaw, his jaw alignment, just the shape of his head, his height, the ears. I mean, it just doesn't happen. Okay. It's not realistic. Something happened. And we've talked about this before. We know it's real. We've provided evidence of the guy that was suddenly coherent as Joe Biden wearing a mask. We've provided evidence of the body doubles with Zelensky literally following him around 10 feet behind him. Okay. So there is lots of evidence.
That was the best one. And he says, was he out of his mind to start it? No, what he's doing is he's finishing a war that started 47 years ago, but I'll stop talking about it right now. Jack, the Zelensky body double, that was the best one because it was literally the guy standing in the same room.
That was incredible.
Was hysterical.
And that was real, 100% real. I even had video of it on Fox News, that guy in the background that nobody noticed.
That was great. That was literally
right,
like
Jay.
A movie set with a stunt double. That was great.
It absolutely was. It was incredible. All right, guys. Make sure you visit maxassociates.etsy.com. Like we said, there's not much time left. There's less than 2 months left until the 250th anniversary of the United States. You're going to want to get stuff like this, like the We the People hat. That is awesome. Okay, you're going to want to get stuff like the mug, America 250, or excellent shirts even. I'd much rather be an American than be a Democrat. My favorite one, Americans Over Illegals. Make sure you visit maxassociates.etsy.com or scan the QR code at the top right. They are the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. It's the only place where you're going to get 20% off any order of $20 or more, and it's the only place where you're going to get free shipping anywhere in the United States. So if you're thinking about buying anything that has to do with America, why wouldn't you at least come and look here first? Because you will get 20% off automatically, and you will get free shipping automatically. It doesn't make any sense to start your search anywhere else. maxassociates.etsy.com. Also, be sure to follow us on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram. You can follow Jay on TikTok at Opinions Vary, opinions with an A, same as on X. But you can follow him. We are no longer on TikTok as a show because TikTok banned us, obviously, for telling the truth. But X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram, all Secret America TV. That is our screen name for every single one of those. Also Spotify and Apple. And we are live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, every single weeknight. We are live. It is Friday right now, so we will be back, Jay, better than ever on Monday. For everybody that wants to know, we will be back on Monday. And, I hope everybody has a great weekend, Jay. I hope you have a great weekend as well. We're going to enjoy our time off, and we will be back on Monday. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.